This story is called The Grandfather. It comes from the folk tradition of a great many countries. You run into it in different guises. There was a young couple. He was a farmer. They were proud of what they had accomplished. And when it came time, when the son's father was beginning to be aged, they went with great pride to bring him to their house. There was a room for him. And the young man beamed as he showed him what he had accomplished and that the grandfather was welcome. "Oh," said the grandfather, "I'll be in the barn. I'll be there to help you." "Oh," said the son, "rest or work just as you like." "Oh no," said the man, "I've worked all my life. I'll be in the barn." And for a time he was. But he grew increasingly weak. His step became unsure. But there was still happiness in the house. He had seen his daughter-in-law's apron expanding. He knew that there would be a grandchild. And indeed, the little boy was born healthy. And the grandfather held the baby. But he was trembling just a bit. And the new mother said, "Don't drop him," and grabbed the baby away. The son looked away. Now, when the grandfather went to the barn, there were few things that he could do. And when he sat at the table, he sometimes spilled his food. The daughter-in-law said, "Careless." Now, as sometimes happened, came hard times. The price of produce was going down, and the young farmer had to release the 3 farmhands he had had working for him. Now the wife joined him in the fields every day. The work was hard. They would come back to the house. The grandfather took care of the little boy, who was now walking. And the dinner meal was hastily put together. The grandfather once more spilled the dinner. The daughter-in-law went and got a chair and put it on the other side of the room. And she said, there, you can sit there." And she went into the barn and she brought out the wooden trencher that was used to feed the chickens. And she cleaned it and she put his food and put it in front of him and said, now you can't break anything." And the son, he looked away. One day, the little boy, whose language was very good now, was seen with 2 pieces of wood in a hard rock, and he was working on that. And the father said, what are you doing?" And the little boy said, "I'm making a present for you and Mama." "Oh," said the father, "what is it that you're making?" And the little boy said, "I'm making a wooden trencher for you that I can give you when you're old." And the son looked over to where his father sat. And he went and he picked him up. And he brought him to the table. And he put the best dishes in front of him. And he handed his wife a napkin because the old man was drooling. And from then on, those 2, they tried to treat him as they hoped their son would treat them. Be kind to the old. The very best teacher is a good example.